Hi, my name is Bailey Heller, and this is my show, CADing with Bailey. If you're new here, I'd like to welcome you on this journey through the CADing software that is CREO. Today we're going to be making our first part, but first we have to set up our document. This will be a review from last episode, so if you haven't yet, go ahead and watch that episode first. I'll be here, waiting. So first, we have to select our working directory. Now, let's click on the page icon to create the document. To ensure we are creating a part, make sure the button is pressed next to the word Part on the pop-up screen. Let's name this document yourname_cube. Just like that. Now, click on the blue OK button. And there it is, our blank canvas. Sometimes, the blank white void can be the most inspiring feature of this virtual world. So these brown diamonds on the screen are actually supposed to be 3 planes, labeling the 3 dimensions of our workspace. Planes are basically flat squares with no volume. Because they have no volume, they are not actually objects. They are just tools to act as references. We are now going to create a cube. All of our tools are on the top tab of this screen. The tool we will be using is the Extrude Tool. Before you click on it, look at the icon above the label Extrude. This is a helpful diagram of what it will be doing. I will reference back to it shortly. Go ahead and click on the icon. You will see that the top toolbar has changed. Now, we are in the Extrude settings. Before we worry about any of these settings, we can see that the word Placement is red on the top left corner. Let's click on it and see what's up. In the small drawdown box, we can see that it wants us to select a sketch. The sketch is the white part of this cube. CREO wants us to define the shape of our extrusion before we make it a 3D object. To do that, let's click on Define. Now, a scary box shows up. I say it is scary because it looks a lot more complicated than it actually is. All it wants us to do is select from which view we want to draw the sketch from. Since we are making a cube, it doesn't matter which view you choose. I'm going to draw it from the front. This is where our planes come in handy. All we have to do is click on the plane labeled Front. Now go back to the pop-up box and click Sketch. Your view should have rotated toward the correct plane to show we are about to draw on it. Now we are in the Sketch Manager. You can see we now have many new drawing tools to work with. Let's click on the Center Rectangle tool. Now that the tool is selected, hover over the center of the view with your mouse. You should see the cursor snap to where all the lines intersect. Click once with your left mouse button to place the center of your rectangle in position. Now wiggle your mouse around without clicking. You can see that you are now able to create a rectangle with any dimension by only controlling one corner. You can click basically anywhere in your sketch view to create a good enough rectangle. Even though we want it to eventually be a square, we can easily edit that later. Wow! Your rectangle looks amazing! I can really see how much effort you put into it. Now, let's turn it into a perfect square. It's time to square up. To do this, we use things called constraints. It is possible not to use them, but they make it a lot easier and will be very useful later. Click on the small equals sign in your toolbar. Now, the next two lines we click on will become the same length. Let's click on the top and right side of the square. Perfect. Let's go back to the top toolbox and click on the 1x1 tool. This will let us size the square however we want. Because we are in high school, in the United States, all our dimensions are in inches. So I can now see that the top of my cube is currently 313.70189508.129 inches across. That is one large cube. I think I want to change that to 1 inch. To do that, we double click on the number we want to change, which is the top one. Now we can type our new dimension and press enter. Whoa, where did it go? Before, the dimensions were very large, and now we size them so much smaller that our square appears to be non-existent in the center of our view. Let's zoom in by clicking this icon that looks like a magnifying glass on the top of your toolbox. Ah, there it is. Nice job, team. While this sketch is only a basic square, you will later see the many complicated and dynamic shapes we can create. But now, a basic square will be good enough. To confirm our sketch, we click on the large check button that is labeled OK. Now, the square is orange, because I personally hacked the CREO headquarters and changed the extrusion to my favorite color. Yeah, it's no big deal. Let's click and hold the middle button of the mouse and drag it to the right. Whoa, that looks terrible! To fix this into a cube, we can change the number in the top left corner. Let's click on it and change it to 1, the same dimension as the right and the top of our square. That looks better. One last little detail is we want to center our part in the world. Currently, the part is going to be extruded slightly to the side of the center, which doesn't look too pretty. All we have to do is click on the little drop down, then select the icon that shows the extrusion being centered on the plane. Now you can see our part is nice and centered. Now all we have to do is click that OK button. Just put your mouse over it and then all you have to do, you just have to click it. You put your finger over the left mouse button. We did it, guys. We did it. So now all we have to do is click the save button up there and click the OK.
It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly.
Okay, you can take a little break now. Sorry that got a little intense. Sometimes it's really important that you take a little time for yourself. I'll always be here if you get stressed out. I'll see you next time, where we'll be adding more sketches to our part. And we'll be learning about how and why your son is burping the ABCs. Is that funny? I don't know anymore. I don't know.